Good morning. Welcome to Studio 365, powered by TableThink. This is episode 108. My name is Joshua, and I'm here in the studio with Pastor Kerrie Palmer, kicking off our week and just enjoying our time together as I am over here sipping on my bottled water.
And I on my coffee.
That's right. And I still hold that there's something just about bottled water that's great. So...
Well, you know, I love my bottled water, but my coffee wins.
There you go. So,
oh, it's a good day. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm ready to start out this week and hopefully get some stuff done. I think at the beginning of the week, you know, I'm always thinking about what needs to be done and what can I get done by the end of the week. And it's just good to kind of have some goals and things in place so that you can get to the end and hopefully feel good about what you got done. I think sometimes I make too ambitious of goals, and then I get to the end, I'm like,
well, and then you always receive my list that adds
That's
on.
That's right.
And Monday, as you know, is my list day.
That's right. So and how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I love this, subject that we're talking about. It sounds weird because we're talking about fear.
Right.
But I love the fact that we can do something about it.
Exactly.
And just that energy that it gives me when I know that this is going to help all ages.
Yeah.
And that, we're really doing something that I really believe in. And as we're, as you and I are learning, I mean, we know that we have learned a lot as we started Studio 365.
Right.
But that's one of the things that people have talked about, that they're really learning from us. And so we need to get better.
Yes. Yep.
and so I think this part is really great. And given the times that we live in where we do know that there are, national and worldwide disasters, man-made as well as natural, I guess I should say, but also personal ones.
Right.
And so, that's one of the things that we want to talk about and helping to prepare ourselves as well as those that are close to us. And so today we have a great and very familiar scripture, and I have a feeling we've used this probably more than once, but it's a good one. It's from Romans 8, and we had actually will at some point have a whole series on Romans 8 because they're just really good things to put into our faith experience.
Right.
But in these scriptures that we're using, or God words, these are ones to collect and put somewhere. And we have them on our website so they can actually copy and paste so that they have it somewhere close by in their pack or whatever that they can review.
Right.
And this one is Romans 8:28, and it says, we are confident. I love that statement. We're declaring that we're confident that God is able to orchestrate everything to work towards something good and beautiful when we love him and accept his invitation to live according to his plan. And so, Joshua, what that really is saying to all of us is that God gives us a confidence that no matter what's happening, just the hardest of things that are happening, that there's a promise that God is still at work.
Right.
God's not left the scene, that even in those terrifying times that God's going to orchestrate something good out of it.
Yeah.
And that, yes, we might have a lot of hard things to deal with, but we can count on this. And how we can count on this is that through love for God.
Right.
Because it's that love that attaches us to understanding that God is always good and that we are aligning ourselves with God and not with whatever is causing that fear. And so you're our expert in the house. And so we're kind of taking this every day that you give us a task to do. So what is it today that will help us to manage that fear? Yeah,
so today's kind of talks about making sure that you know what possessions and items you have in wherever you live, if it's a house, it's an apartment, whatever, because most of us, and if you don't, should have some type of insurance.
Yes.
And I think a lot of times renters maybe aren't required to do that, and then they don't end up doing it, but really everyone should have insurance. Yes. And the part of the problem is after a problem like a fire or something, you need to be able to provide kind of a list of, well, what did you have? What were those possessions? Because, it takes a while for insurance companies to get you that money so you can get back on your feet. And the quicker that you can do your part, the better and faster it's going to be.
Right.
And so there's a lot of ways to do this. We were kind of talking before the show, and you were mentioning what's really a great idea of getting things, taking pictures of them, putting them, you said, what do? You put them, like email them to yourself so that they're in the cloud. Yeah. And so that's a really great way to do things. I've known people who get really detailed, and there's actually a lot of like online inventory programs you can use, and you can go in and put all of that in. And, you know, kind of for most things, you need to know kind of what you have. But for a lot of things too, I like to go ahead and go kind of to a next level of making sure that you've got a serial number. And so think about like kind of big ticket items like TVs, bicycles, things like that. And that way, especially too, just if you even had one of those items get stolen and you just need to file a police report, you're able to say, you know, my TV is a Sony, blah, 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 and here is the serial number.
Right.
And a lot of people just have no clue. They just go, it was stolen and it was, you know, whatever.
Big.
Yeah, it was big. Yeah, bring me one bigger if you can find it. And so anyway, so however that is, make sure that you get an inventory and that you do keep that somewhere offsite, either in a safe deposit box if it's a physical inventory. But really, with today, I would kind of do both ways. I would maybe keep something on paper, and then I would also make sure that I had it somewhere in the cloud where I could access it later.
I love that. I will give you also a little hint. If you've lost something, you can just look at your pictures.
There you go. That works. So,
where did I put that?
Yeah.
No, I think these are just awesome ways for us to be practical in our walk with God, of taking care of those things that we've been so blessed to have. And so, you know, as we're ending this day, I want to remind everyone that God will make something good of whatever you are challenged with. So Joshua and friends, I will talk to you tomorrow in Studio 365.
Yes, well, thank you for joining us for this episode of Studio 365. We want to remind you, if you have not yet listened to Studio 365 After Hours, that is kind of a really fun podcast. It's a longer format show, and we'd really love to invite you to come over there and check that out. So go to our website, and you can find out where to download that, and we will see you tomorrow.